Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to talk about Magic the Gathering slang terms. For a lot of people, when they join Magic for the first time, people are saying words and it sometimes feels like they're talking a different language, and I'm here to help. This is episode 2 in my slang series. I had more slang terms before, and the first slang term I wanted to talk about is actually an extension of the last episode. I mentioned bolting being 3 damage, shocking being 2 damage. But I forgot about the 1 damage term. The term for dealing 1 damage either to yourself or to your opponent is pinging. So if you ping yourself, you're dealing 1 damage to yourself. If you ping your opponent, you're dealing 1 damage to them. But let's move on to some new slang terms. The first term is scrubbing out of something, or calling someone a scrub. So this is a term that has extended into real life as well, not just Magic. It goes back all the way to the 1500s, which actually was a slur for prostitutes or those of a different race. But by the 1800s, it started to become not a slur and more of an insult to an inferior opponent. Generally, we don't call people scrubs in Magic. It's not really an insult. Most of the time, we call ourselves scrubs. And so scrubbing out of something essentially means that you did not do well. You did not achieve your goals. Maybe you didn't even prize. When I say I scrubbed out when I just 0-2 drop something, when I have 0 wins, 2 losses, and then I drop out of the tournament, I scrubbed out. I'm not good at Magic today. And that's essentially what that means. Just like I did not do well. The next term we're going to talk about is 2-for-1ing, or 3-for-1ing, or maybe even 4-for-1ing. That's a little bit rarer. 2-for-1ing somebody essentially means that I used 1 card to deal with 2 of your cards. Or you dealt with only half of my card with 1 of your cards. I 2-for-1'd you. So for example, if I play a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and it's an enchantment that does a bunch of stuff besides the end of the battlefield effect, but it makes a token, right? And so if you use a removal spell on that token, I have now 2-for-1'd you because you used a full card to deal with my token, but I still have that enchantment that is going to do stuff. And so there are 2 sides to my card, and you only dealt with half of them. So I have 2-for-1'd you. Or maybe a better example is if you play a creature and then put an enchantment on that creature, you have now devoted 2 cards to that creature. And now I put a removal spell on it. I have now 2-for-1'd you. I have used my 1 card to deal with 2 of your cards. That is called a 2-for-1. 3-for-1 would be a situation where I use 1 card to deal with 3 of your cards. Say you have a creature with 2 enchantments on it. I 3-for-1 you. Or maybe more realistically in a 3-for-1, you have 3 creatures on the battlefield. I play a board wipe like Supreme Verdict and kill them all. That is a 3-for-1. These are really important in Magic when you 2 or 3-for-1 your opponent because it means you're getting card advantage without actually drawing cards. You're getting more cards than your opponent and have access to more cards than your opponent. And that is super, super important for winning, especially grindy games of Magic. Maybe the most confusing thing for me when I entered Magic as far as slang goes were color pair names. So sometimes you just say blue-white, but also some people will just say Azorius and actually mean something that is blue and white. So these color pairs are named after something in the Magic story in one of the worlds in Magic called Ravnica. In Ravnica, there are 10 guilds, and these guilds have names, but they are associated with every 2 color pair. And so blue-white is called Azorius because it's named after the Azorius Senate, who is associated with blue and white. Golgari is green-black, named after the Golgari Swarm. Izzet is red-blue, named after the Izzet League. Gruul is red-green, named after the Gruul clans. Simic is green-blue, named after the Simic Combine. Dimir is blue-black, named after House Dimir. Rakdos is red-black, named after the Cult of Rakdos. Boros is red-white, named after the Boros Legion. Selesnya is green-white, named after the Selesnya Conclave. Orzhov is white-black, named after the Orzhov Syndicate. So these will come to you. You don't necessarily need to memorize these to be like good at Magic or anything like that. But sometimes players will use these names and mean this 2-color combination. There's also names for the 3-color combinations, but I think we're going to talk about that in the next video. So if you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description, especially on Twitch, where I stream pretty much every night. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.